Mthwalume murder case has fallen apart, it seems. One of the suspects has committed suicide and the other has not appeared in court as expected because of insufficient evidence. The bodies of 5 women have been found in sugarcane fields in the area in recent months. Angry community members gathered outside court this morning. Let's take you to eNCA's Dasen Thathiah, who joins us now with more on that particular story. So, Dasen, take me through what we know of what has transpired inside court first. Dramatic developments around the one suspect and whether or not he has committed suicide, but also the other suspect due to appear in court, and it seems that's not happening.
I can tell you that this is a story that has been moving very fast. Since this morning, we've established that one of the suspects had committed suicide while in police custody. After that, we'd come to court and we found out that the other suspect that was meant to appear in this court has now been released. There's said to be insufficient evidence against him. The crowd here, as you can see, they're still gathered outside here and they're not happy. The comments that we've been hearing are around them wanting him to come out. They want him to answer to exactly what's happened. Community leaders have appealed for calm, and they've said that they need to allow the law to take its course. I'm just trying to get through this crowd, Chulas, just as you can see, the numbers are growing, and I'll ask eNCA to come with me. It's because the police minister, eNCA, is believed to be inside the court property. He had come in a little while ago, and we understand that there will be a media briefing that's being held inside here, and I do see his vehicles inside. So, Chulas, I'm also hoping that that will be the opportunity for us to find out more about exactly why this suspect was not the one that is going to be appearing in connection with the Mthwalume murders. This doesn't bode well for the investigation, because what it essentially means is that in the space of 24 hours, there are no other suspects that are currently charged with these murders.
Yeah, and I suppose, Dasen, the main questions will be around the circumstances around what we believe is now the death of the one suspect in particular, as to what transpired in those holding cells. But in the meantime, Dasen, that news of the death of the one suspect as well as the other suspect not appearing in court, how has that landed with the crowd outside?
Not well, Tulas. You see, one of the reasons why people had come to court today in their numbers is because they wanted answers. This has been a problem that's been going on since around March this year. They expected that they would hear a little more detail as to exactly why this has been transpiring and who was behind it. But it seems that they won't get those answers, at least not now. That was initially what angered the community, because there was so little information around how the suspect had committed suicide. My sources tell me that he had been one of those that was pointing out. He had come out with investigators. Let me, Tulas, I understand that the minister is here. Opportunity to speak to him. Minister, Tulas, I see that he won't just speak to us, I guess, until he addresses the crowd. But this is the response that he's getting right now. I imagine that they are looking to him to give some of those answers that they are looking for.
Sure. So, Dasen, we are seeing there in picture, you're absolutely right, the Minister of Police, eNCA, there, surrounded by those police officers. And I think we're going to stay with you for a moment and see if the Minister will be saying anything either to yourself as the gathered media or to the community that's out there. So let's sort of stick around and take a listen and hear if he says anything.
Yes, let's listen in.
Sanbona. Sasindawonye ngomgqibelo. Santshela indaba zokuthi kunabantu ababili abasezandleni zethu ngodaba lokuthi silahlekelwe abantu besifazane esixosha amathambo abo ngale esihlathini eMobeni. Kwaba ukuthi ke sizothola ithuba lokubabona emehlweni siqondane nabo ubuso nobuso namhlanje. Benzele lokho ke la ukuthi nizobabona ubuso nobuso. Hayi kwalunga ukuthi sizoza sathola ukuthi nathi cha sesiyovuka namhlanje sizi ngapha sizobabona. Ukuthi ngesichazeleke ukuthi bekwenze njani kuze kube nje. Ngoba kuze kube manje sibona imphumela kodwa akekho sichazelayo ukuthi bekwenze njani. Ake salala sonke sazi ukuthi siyavuka ke sesizovukela ngapha eMthwalume size khona la sizombona silalela. Wakhala kucinga ekseni ngo6:05 ukuthi cha ngingakafiki lapho sachaza ngalo ukuthi babili abantu abasezandleni zethu kodwa kukhona obuqine kakhulu ubufakazi ngaye. Sayisho nangalela langa nokuthi ukhona omunye kodwa esiqhubekayo nokuphenya. Lo munye cha ubufakazi buqinile impela. Nabashushisi ke ukhona okhulume nani umshushisi. Basivumela ukuthi kune docket eliqinile impela kunezinto ebeziswelisela ngaphesheya eliqinile. Zimbalwa lezo zinto. Kunokuthi kunezinto zabashiyayo eyitholakale endlini yalensizwa. Kunezinto ezifana nama cellphone abeyisebenzisa kodwa esixhunywa nabantu abasishiyile. So kunento nje eyokuthi bebuqine kakhulu ubufakazi. Engathi ke abe u4 kahle laba docket abemxhuma nalezi zinto ngo. So bekusijabulisa ke lokho nabashushisi kuyabajabulisa nakho konke. Ingakho ke siphatheke kabi base sivuka sekuthiwa cha akasekho emhlabeni. Uthi uma kunjalo uma kunjalo ngisibonile isithombe sakhe lenga kodwa ke ilokho ke ngoba uma ngokomthetho kukhona umuntu ofele ezandleni zamaphoyisa akuphenya amaphoyisa. Ingakho ke njengoba sila nje iIP independent. Ingakho ke njengoba sila nje ingakho ke njengoba sila nje iIP isilithathile lelicala iyona esepolice station eScottburg la efele khona akuphenya amaphoyisa kuphenya iIP vele. Esithemba yoko ukuthi sizoqiniseka ukuthi ngempela kwenzekeni kumfoka Khomo uMafutha ukuthi aze afike ukuthi alengiseke ngoba ngiyawuzwa lo mbuzo enubuzayo ukuthi uyithathe phi itayile ngisengayo. Nathi ke sifuna ukwazi lokho ingakho iIP ikuphenya lokho esithembayo ukuthi mase sitholile ayizuthatha isikhathi eside sikwazi ukubuyisa sizontshela ukuthi kwenze njani. Elesibili abashushisi basitshela ukuthi ikakhulu emva kokufa shonile emva kokushona emva kokushona kwamafutha inkinga ukuthi besixhunywa uyena kakhulu nonjila unjila ephika kodwa esixhunywa uyena kakhulu kodwa ke samaphoyisa izolo ngoba uhambile lo mfolo enithi nini ufile oshonile uhambile izolo wayesikhombisa la balahla khona labantu besifazane usikhombisi ubesazoyophinda futhi ayosikhombisa namhlanje ngaphambi kokuthi eze enkantolo kwabe sekwenzeka lokhu okwenzekile kodwa watshelile amaphoyisa ukuthi baningana bona abantu kunanalaba abagile imkhulu ngaleyo ndlela siqinise ithimba lokuphenya lamaphoyisa ngaphandle kwamaphoyisa besebenza namaphoyisa la enginibikele ngawo ukuthi sithumele abantu bama-forensics sathumela ama-psychologists sesibuye sabangeza sithumela abanye ngoba engathi kuningi ekufanele sikuphenye akuzugcina-ke akuvaliwe ukuphenya nabanye nangaphezu kwalo enimbuzayo sizoqhubeka nokuphenya sisazombheka-ke siyethemba ukuthi uyaphila ngoba bathe ukumtitinya kancane kwisela befakwe kulona so kuzofanele aphile asisize ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi siqhubeke yilokho-ke esithe sicela ukuthi sinibikele khona manje kodwa uphenyo lusazoqhubeka ngoba iningi information esiyitholayo bayande abantu abathi kwalahle kubani sizohlala la siyifake ikamu siyikhombe kahle le ndaba kuze kufinyelele ekutheni siyanelisa ukuthi konke bekufanele ukuthi sikuthole siyacela-ke ukuthi-ke manje sengingahamba nigoduke sonke sigoduke sesobuye sinitshele siqhubeke ukuthi kuqhubeka kanjani makukhona isidingo esisho siyabonga-ke manje sengingahamba-ke
So those are live visuals from Mthwalume in KwaZulu-Natal, where the Minister of Police, Begicele, has just been addressing the crowd that is gathered outside there. They were there to sort of witness the appearance in court of what was meant to be two suspects that were meant to appear in connection with the discovery of 5 bodies in the area. Let's take a listen and hear the interaction with the Minister.
Minister, just to get some clarity on exactly what transpired in court.
Can we not do it inside, Dasen?
Yeah, we're live at the moment. Can we just get a few words? Minister, just some clarity because I noticed that there was a bit of anger in the community after the news from inside court came out. There are obviously concerns then again over the safety of the man that was expected to appear in court today.
Well, it's exactly what I can't make a statement on. Hence, immediately we have put the IPIT so that we find out what really happened. Already the IPIT has taken up the case. I hope the pathologists will tell us what happened. But it would be speculation if I say I know what happened now.
And in relation to this suspect that is due to appear in court today, what went wrong there?
What do you mean?
With the suspect that was due to appear today in court.
The one that is dead.
The other one that was due to appear in court today, there were two of them?
It's exactly what I'm saying, that man was more linked by this one who is late now. And he is denying that he was part of it. And then hence we're continuing with the investigation. So the prosecution says we're not at the level of taking it on without the presence of the one who's deceased.
Does it make him a free man now?
No, that's true.
This gentleman that was supposed to be here today, does it mean that he is a free man now?
Well, according to the prosecutor, say he can't prosecute on what he says. So that's why, as a South African police, we're continuing with our investigations.
Okay, and just the concerns over the possibility that there may be other victims that are outstanding.
Yes, that's true. There's information coming up. That's why we have increased the capacity of the investigating team. More people from forensic, from Pretoria, and psychologists, they've been sent down here to make sure that we enhance this team and we continue with our investigations.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Just one more question. You spoke
Tulas, that was the Minister there just giving us, excuse me, can I go through? Thank you. Some clarity on that case. So those are the two confirmations that we needed. The one over the fact that the first suspect, which is seen to be the main suspect, he has committed suicide in the cells, as he has told the crowd, and that the second suspect is now essentially a free man because there isn't enough evidence to prosecute him.
Thank you for that, Dasen Thathiah. Working under really difficult circumstances there with the crowd there chanting outside that police station in Mthwalume. Basically, the minister there, Minister Begicele, speaking to the crowd and giving them an update about what is now confirmed, that the main suspect in those killings has committed suicide, has died in the cells. Minister Cele then saying that that raises questions, of how this person had access to whatever item was used in that act, and therefore saying that that's now subject to an investigation by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate for all of that to be investigated. Minister Cele also telling the crowd that before he died, the man had taken police on a pointing out exercise where basically, according to Minister Cele, this suspect, who's now late, had gone to point out where he had buried the bodies of these women that he had allegedly killed. And basically the indication from the minister there is that the suspect, who is now late, also said that there are still more bodies to be discovered. Basically, according to the minister, this man confirmed that there are more women that he allegedly killed. And therefore, police will continue with the investigation. And in fact, according to Minister Cele, he was due to take police back to other scenes and basically to go and do more pointing out. But, overnight he passed on, and the initial indication is that he committed suicide. But of course, that's all subject to a full investigation by the IPID. So that, in essence, is what the minister was saying there to the crowd, also confirming that there were 4 dockets that linked this man, who's now late, to the killings, and the evidence, according to Minister Cele, was quite strong against him, and the NPA were quite happy with the evidence, which juxtaposes against the situation with the remaining suspect, the second suspect there, the minister telling us that in as far as the prosecutor's assessment is concerned, there's not enough to proceed with the case against the second suspect, and therefore at this point it would seem there's not enough to continue with that man appearing in court. But Minister Cele again assuring that investigations continue.